I say Massachusetts. Oh, well, do you guys mind if I start again for the recording? I'm Caroline Smith, single mom. I live in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. My son is almost 21. Let me take it back almost 11 years ago. It'll be 11 years next month in June when I started in this industry. What I want you to pay close attention to is you might be saying, no, this isn't for me. But tonight, I want you to open your mind to think, what could I possibly be saying no to? Okay. So I was 11 years ago, I was director of sales and marketing for five national wedding magazines. Also have six different college degrees. And I was a nurse by education, also had my BSN. You might be wondering, well, why weren't you working as a nurse? It was because I was a single mom. By the time I had graduated nursing school, I had this job to get me through nursing school, and I was making a six-figure income working for this publishing company. And at that point, my son was probably five at that time. And I said, okay, the only nursing shifts that were available were the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I'm like, how can you do that as a single mom? Or I also heard all these horror stories of nurses getting mandated. And it just freaked me out. I was like, well, what if I work a nursing shift and I get mandated and I can't leave because of my patients, but my son is waiting for me? So basically, I didn't work as a nurse. I am educated as a nurse, but didn't work as a nurse. And it was one of my clients at the wedding magazine that started posting on social media about a skincare company. And I just remember immediately rolling my eyes, being like, what is she doing? She owns her own graphic design, invitation, stationery. Like, she made a lot of money. I knew that because she was one of my clients and she was one of the most sought after wedding invitation stationers. And so then she reached out to me. And of course, I was like, oh no, girl, I would never do something like that. I have a real job. And because I was not understanding what this was, I actually decided to try the products that was in the skincare industry, and I loved them. So I actually became a distributor only for the discount because I wanted to get the kit. I loved the products, and I was like, well, if I get the kit, I just get like a really good discount. You usually get about 50% off when you buy the kit. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. But don't put anything about me on social media. I'm never working this business. This is a covert operation, all the things. So I was added to these team pages because I had put my name in the system as a distributor, but I never planned on working the business. And one day I was just scrolling Facebook and I saw something caught my eye. Someone that was later I came to know as my upline posted a screenshot of her paycheck. And it stopped. It was a very large number, you guys, and it stopped my scroll. And I was like, I commented, I go, you mean you're making this per year? She messaged me and she explained to me that she was making that per month. And at that point, I was like, okay, so this has been something that I have totally like thought is this embarrassing thing, but the amount of money that she's making is not embarrassing. Like, I would dance in front of my house in a banana suit for 10% of that. 10% of what she was making was double what I was making, earning a six-figure annual income. And so here's the thing. She was one of my clients. So she didn't know that I absolutely hated my job. I hated the fact that the more competent they found me to be, the more they found me that if you give Caroline a task, she will finish it, she will do it well, and she'll do it better than everybody else. I got more and more and more tasks piled onto my desk, but for not more pay. So I felt very taken advantage of. I was sick of taking calls Friday nights, weekends. I was sick of going to my son's hockey games and not being able to put my phone down because there was always an emergency that I somehow needed to solve. So I decided to jump in feet first at that point when I saw that paycheck. So it's important that you know what is possible in this industry, okay? When I come to you and I tell you that I'm a multiple million-dollar earner in this industry, I don't tell you that to brag. I tell you that so that you understand. I'm sure that you've seen so many people come in and out of your news feeds over the years People you went to high school with. We've all seen the memes, right? Making fun of the girls you went to high school with, the popular girls that are now selling lipstick on social media and sliding into your inboxes, right? So I'm sure you have this, predetermined idea about what this is. And I want you to know that it is possible to make a very sizable income in this industry if you want to. It can be much more than hobby money. It does require work, a lot of hard work. That's not an income claim. But for me, I'm like, if I can do my work, if I have to work regardless, I didn't marry wealthy, I haven't inherited any money. So if I have to work, I would rather do something that I can do on my own time, do it in the middle of the night if I want to, work it around my life, and always be there for my family and never miss a moment with my son. So this is what worked out for me. So I was with a skincare company for 8.5 years, and I then pivoted to another skincare company, which I was with for a year and a half. Just to tell you the magnitude of this opportunity, I had a $1.1 million monthly org at the previous company that I was with before coming to Bravenly. Standard industry pay is 5%. So do the math. And I still realized that Bravenly was a far grander opportunity than where I was with a paycheck of $50,000 a month. And I knew if I stayed there and I waited for that to dwindle, that I would miss the timing of this opportunity. And when I promise you the next 18 to 36 months in this company are absolutely going to be pivotal, critical, can change your family's future. If you put your name in the system and do something with it. If you're coachable, you plug into our systems, which Jenn's going to talk to you a little bit about when I pass it to her. And I also, an aha moment that I had was back in October of 2024. I was going through a lot emotionally. It did have something to do with the people that I was surrounded with. And I sought out a naturopathic doctor because I was sick of, I have PCOS. I struggle very much with PCOS, struggled to lose weight. I was put on every shot imaginable, Wegovy, Ozempic, Zepbound, Manjaro, Trulicity, also on metformin. They all made me incredibly sick and I didn't lose any weight. Also, I couldn't sleep. I felt anxious and depressed all the time. So my doctors just kept putting me on more meds, antidepressants, anti-anxiety, sleep meds, all these things. So I sought out a naturopathic doctor. I could afford it. I could afford it, but I know I will tell you out of pocket, I spent $20,000 seeing her. And each visit was about $500 to $900. And then she would set me up with a box of supplements this big for about $800 a month. And then I knew my best friend was over here at Bravenly, who quickly became the top earner here. And what I paid very close attention to was that she walked up year 3 and she out earned the first person in the door. That is a fantastic compensation plan, you guys. Okay. And so when I realized all of our products, Jenn's going to put a product slide up here for us in a second. All of them, oh, I have my fogger on. Every single one of our products on the bag, it says formulated by a naturopathic doctor. Light bulbs went off in my head because I said, I am paying all of this money to see a naturopathic doctor and take supplements that she's setting me up on that I hated. I hated them. I told her I didn't want to take supplements. She said, Caroline, if you want to heal emotionally, you have to heal your body nutritionally. It is the only way. And I hated the taste of them. The one thing I will say when I talk to you about Bravenly products, they are encapsulated phenomenally. Because if you've ever taken a supplement and you put the supplement in your mouth and you can taste what's inside the supplement on the outside of the plastic capsule, that is gross. So I used to have to chase them down with juice. So of course, when my best friend came to Bravenly, I said, well, of course I'll support you. I'll order some products from you. And I started on the Accelerate Trio. Okay, you guys, We are the only ones in the world that have a product that is made up of apple cider vinegar, turmeric, and inulin, and it actually tastes like snickerdoodle. We have it in capsule form if you don't want to drink it, but it is delicious. People love it. You can get it as a VIP for $62.99. It shrinks inches off of people's bodies, melts inches off of their bodies, and it helps so many people with pain because these are all products that help with inflammation. And you would be surprised, so many diseases start today from the basis of inflammation. I also started taking, as a PCOS girly, my blood sugar is always out of whack, and that's why my weight was out of control. I also started taking this clean energy drink. This is one of my newest favorite flavors because I just get stuck on certain flavors, but this is a strawberry one. This is all clean methylated vitamins that also has your energy for the day. So clean energy, it's not going to shoot your cortisol up, and inositol in it. Inositol, look it up. It is insane for blood sugar. And if you go and try to buy just plain inositol on Amazon, it's going to cost you about $80. And that doesn't have the methylated vitamins, that doesn't have the clean energy. This is insane. Also, our Ignite, which comes in our Accelerate Trio, this will turn your brain on, your metabolism up, and your appetite down. I've been on every shot. This works better than all the shots for appetite suppression, in my personal opinion. Jenn, is the slide working? Is it up? I don't see it. Oh, so here's our products. And what I think is powerful about our product portfolio is that a lot of us came from companies that had 100+ products. That is very overwhelming to train the field on. Very hard for an entire field to learn a product line that is 100 products plus. Okay. We have a product line of about 20 products. A lot of the products help with many things, but all of them have one purpose. Pay very close attention to refresh and renew, which we just launched. You guys, every pre and probiotic that you're using, I don't care if it's only $20, if it's from Amazon, throw it in the trash, because if it's not spore forming and it doesn't survive your stomach acid to make it to your gut, there's no point of it. Western medicine doctors that came from the company that I came with originally, Rodan Fields, that went on to be $1 billion legacy brand, said this is our lash boost product. Okay. There's nothing else like it on the market. Sorry if you can hear chaos in the background. It is my Labrador ripping something open. But with that, I want you to see how powerful this is for you to be able to learn this product line. There's something for everybody. Everyone that you know has a product that everyone that you know either has an issue with hormones, blood sugar, wants to manage their weight, can't sleep at night, is having hot flashes, all the things. There is something for everybody, and I truly can't express how I don't want you to miss this. So now I'm going to pass it over to my friend Jenn, who's going to tell you a little bit about her story and the systems we have in place.
Sorry, I had to find the unmute, you guys. So many things to do at one time. I am so excited to be here with y'all. And I love what Caroline shared about the products. And I love that we have so few products that everyone can understand them, because me personally, I wasn't sure about going into health and wellness. So, my name is Jennifer Caldwell. I have actually been in network marketing for 12 years. So, I came into this industry. I got to take you back there because it's such a huge part of my story. And what happened for me was I had a 3-year old. I was desperate to stay home with her. So, I don't know if you're a young mom and you're on this call and you can relate to that, but I was desperate, like crying every day on the way to work. I was the only income. I was heading into a season as a single mom. I wasn't a single mom, but I was going that direction. And I just couldn't be without an income. But honestly, I saw someone in a random Facebook group posting about their network marketing business. I didn't even know what network marketing was. I didn't know anything about makeup. That was what I went into to begin with. Didn't literally know anything about it, but I just decided I'm gonna snoop this girl's page. So if you're here and you've been snooping somebody's page, you're not alone. Because that's what we do. We investigate, right? We are women. We must know. So I started following her page and I didn't know her at all. She was about 10 years younger than me. And I was like, if she can do this, I can do this. Like, if she's really making money at this, I think I can do this. And so I literally gave my notice at my job. And I felt like the Lord was like, this is it. Like, you are going to earn from home. I mean, you need to quit. And I'm inside in the natural, you guys. I am like freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am going to what? I'm going to what? I'm the only income. Like, did you hear me? And he just kept saying, yes, yes, yes. And I did that. I left my job. I took a little tiny bit of money I had in my 401k. I realize you're all looking at me now like I've literally lost it. You had a 3-year old. There was no one going to pay your mortgage but you. And that is literally how I felt. But I don't know about you guys, but everything I've ever done in life that was really impactful took a big leap of faith from me. Everything I've ever done that meant anything to me wasn't built on what I could see, taste, feel, hear, smell. It was built on faith. And so I did that. I jumped into network marketing with zero experience, did not have a college degree, really just grew up with an entrepreneur mindset. I grew up in a broken home, wasn't with my dad too much, but he was an entrepreneur. That's all he ever did. And that's watching him was like, that's what I'm doing. Like, nobody gonna tell me when I can take a trip. Nobody's gonna tell me when I can do anything. So I was always kind of eyes open to that opportunity. That was my heart. That's what was in my gut. But I had never done it. I had worked since I was 15 years old. I'm 33 at this point, and I had never found that thing. I never thought I would find that thing because by this time I'm like, what am I do? Make a product? I don't know how to do that. I knew sales was the ticket, right? So I was in insurance when I found this. So I jump into network marketing and I just start playing follow the leader. I'm going to do what she's doing. I'm going to post what she posts. I don't really know anything about makeup, but I guess I'll throw some on and put it up there. And you guys, I never got good at makeup. But what I learned was that if I would just do it afraid. If I would just make the post, if I would just follow the person in front of me, and if I would just trust the process, that I could make money. So here I am hoping to just replace my income. Back to what Caroline was telling you guys about what you can do in this industry. And I'm going to talk to y'all about products too. So if you're on this Zoom, you're interested in products, also make sure you wait till the end. But my story is very business oriented because that is just my heart. I helped women over that course of 10 years buy diapers, get brand new cars, buy their dream homes. Like the sky is truly the limit. This is the only thing I know that you can possibly do that isn't limited by your address. It is limited by your IP address, and we can teach you how. We can literally teach you how to go find those people, and your paycheck can look like a phone number. One of my best friends said that, and I believe her. I've seen it. I went on to earn again multiple millions in the industry, just like Caroline. And what we want you to hear in that is not this big astronomical number that's like I could never get there. We just want you to hear the beginning when we started as one. So you guys, I never came into really alignment. I was in beauty and skincare. I never really came into alignment with that. I just learned that I can change another mom's life, and I kept trying to do that. Well, at the end of that 10 years, what I learned was I couldn't do that anymore there. I'm forever grateful for my start there. And it really started to believe like maybe that was just my season, maybe the Lord brought that to get me through that season of single motherhood and make sure I didn't miss anything with my daughter. I mean, y'all, I didn't miss anything. I took her to school every single day. I picked her up every single day. I paid for her private school education. I never worried about a bill. Never worried about a bill. Have you never worried about a bill? Like, can you imagine what that feels like? Because I can't. And I remember the opposite of it too. I remember standing in Walmart and wondering, I have $80 left on this card. What am I going to buy at the grocery store? And that was whenever I wasn't single. Like, hello? Okay. So going through that season of life and not having to worry about money, having the excess, I remember thinking, I just want my tithe to be bigger than my house payment. And it happened for me. Like so much can happen. I believe so much that the Lord wants that for us. And the things that we can do if we have that excess. It's not for want of money, it's for want of memories and impact and legacy. I mean, I'm working for my kids not to never have to worry. So there's so much potential here. But when I finally realized, okay, I'm still making six figures at my previous company. I'm still making six figures. I can write that out if I want to, but I can't. And my integrity will not allow me to bring any more people into this company because I can't tell them you can make $500 a month, you can make $1,000 a month, you can buy your dream home. I can't tell them in that anymore because I no longer believe it. It went very influencer status. It went very you had to have hundreds of thousands of followers to sell in the beauty and skincare industry. That's how it became. And I'm not that. I'm still not that today. I am just a mom who is very, very motivated. I am a mom who never says die and never quits. I have grit like all of these women on here that maybe you want to see in yourself. We can bring you along with us, but that's truly all it was. And so I had a friend and I'm like, I'm done with the industry. I'm going back into insurance. Well, the Lord had other plans for me, okay? So I had a friend, she mailed me a sample pack and I never got it. It took a trip somewhere else before it came here. But in the meantime, she began to tell me a little bit about Bravenly. She told me it was a faith-based company. She told me that it had a field for its founder. So the founder had been doing what I had done. And I'm like, okay, well, that kind of aligns. And then she showed me my upline, meaning the people above me in this industry. And I'm like, oh, these are women of character. Like these are people I can follow after. So I start paying a little bit of attention. I'm still not really thinking about the business. I am not definitely not thinking about leaving behind my six-figure income because I don't know if you guys know this. You may be on this call and have no idea about network marketing, but there are rules. There are NDAs signed when you're a top leader. There are things that you just can't go from place to place, okay, without any consequences. So if you want to leave, you need to leave behind your income. So I really wasn't considering this business. But then she got in my inbox and she started showing me the systems. And if you're on here and like, what are systems? Systems are what can help you win as someone who has never done this before. They can help you win as someone who has done this before in another company and never had success. I have multiple people here with me making two, three, four, five, six times what they ever made in their other network marketing companies. Why? Because we have systems. And I want to tell you about a couple of those tonight. One of those is our customer group. And yes, you're just looking at it like, oh, there's a bunch of testimonies in there. You guys, they're in that group. If you are not in there, please have your brand partner add you. If you are in there, you know how powerful it is. When I started with Bravenly 2 years ago, there was 5,000 people in there. And there are now 200,000 people in there. And there are not 200,000 active brand partners. I think they're somewhere around the neighborhood of 15. Okay. So these are people that are on products. These are people using the products that have zero financial gain. And they're in there sharing about what Bravenly products have done for them. So my business mind immediately went, holy smokes. Like, obviously these work. I still haven't tried them yet. So I'm like, obviously these work. And I start paying attention, taking notice. And then I start looking at the other group that we have, which is our business insider. It's called the business insider. If you're not in there, have your brand partner add you in there. It is basically the same thing. It is people sharing why the business works for them. So what does that look like for you? If you're on this call and you're thinking about joining us, that means you have two systems already in place that work for you. Your job is to invite, invite, invite. Your job would look like, hey, I haven't even started these products yet, but cannot believe what they're doing for people. You got to get into the daily sip group. And then you let the group do the work. And then they come to you and they're like, I need gold. I need dry. I need this, right? So I knew the power of that because I had been in this industry before. So I'm telling it to you to please trust me. Those two tools alone can help someone who has tried this before and never had any success. It can help you have success because it's that third party social proof. So those two systems, we've got the products in there. We now have sales in there. If you very little work your business, but you just keep adding people there, you potentially can grow a business here at Bravenly and make an income. Okay, that is insanity. And then the other two things we have something called boards. It's an app on your phone. It has scripts. It has post ideas. It has everything you could want. It has product information. Guess what I knew when I came in about those products that Caroline just showed you? Nothing. Guess what I knew about health and wellness? Also nothing. In fact, I was still not skinny and I still wasn't sure this was going to work for me, but it's not about that. It is about giving people those naturopathic formulated doctor formulated products. It is about people getting to feel better. And what I found out, you guys, is for me, this is worthy work. And for me, this became my ministry. I always was like, Lord, just, I wish I could have a ministry, but it was just always in a season of life that it didn't really feel like I could be there. And when I started offering these products to people, they truly started feeling better. And when they started feeling physically better, they started treating their families better, or they started feeling well enough to play in the floor with their kids, or they started feeling well enough to go for a walk or a run and get their endorphins up and release their oxytocin and all the things, right? So they're just like Caroline said, their emotional health got better. And I am all about that. I'm all about emotional health and all the things because you know what then happens in your spiritual life gets better. Like there is a whole connected, body that is a part of us. And it can start with something as simple as you introducing somebody to gold or somebody introducing you to gold. And these products genuinely do change the chemistry in your body as that nutrition gets in there. And you won't believe the ways that it'll impact you. And it's not just your health, it's your whole entire life because how your health is and how the quality of your life is even impacts the mark you leave, the impact you want to leave, what you want to do with your life, what his plans are for you. So that is kind of my soapbox about that, y'all. But I love to tell my story because I came in with full on business mind. So when I got my samples in the mail finally, I had already purchased my kit. I'm gonna let Lizzy tell you about those, but I grabbed these two products first. I grabbed this Ignite, which is our appetite, energy, and mood support because I was an overstimulated mid 40s mom who really needed it. And when I took this green pill and it worked, I was overjoyed because I was already going in. I was already all in. I was already going all in on the business. So when I took this and it worked, my family was so happy, honestly, because they were so tired of after 4 p.m. Jenn, who was like super tired and like had to ask them to repeat themselves all the time and just like out of it, like brain fog, like insane. And I just thought, this is just my life after 40. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want to be sitting in the car line at 2 o'clock thinking, I have half of the day still. And then I tried the Rush. I have never been an energy drink girl. I would love to tell you that these replaced my cute little cans, but I didn't drink those cute little cans. If I was going to drink something with sugar in it, it was going to be a Dr. Pepper. So this was something new to me, but it was something that I was able to add in. And both of these have really changed my life. And I no longer am like 2 o'clock. Oh my gosh. And in fact, I'm not in the car line anymore. My daughter is now in online school. She travels with us all over the country with Bravenly, and she could probably run this business and will at 18. So it has truly changed our whole entire lives. Many of the women in this company, my daughter's 15, many of the women in this company are her besties too. She told me today, she said, I was actually talking to Caroline. She was like, I like your besties or my besties. I'm like, yeah. Because you guys, she's 15 years old. And I said to her one day at a training, I said, well, do you want to make, like some amount of money a month, like 15,000 a month or something. And she was like, no, I want to make 60. And she believes she can and she will because it's all she's really ever known since she was little. And you guys, our kids are watching us. So as moms, I'm going to leave you with that before I turn it over to Lizzy. Just your kids are watching. You're allowed to build something from home. You are allowed to do something for you that gives you the community that we three are all experiencing, that gives you travel that you might want to do, paid for travel a lot of the times. And so I just hope that you take a chance on the products tonight and the business tonight. And I want you guys to hear from Lizzy. She has a little bit more information to share. And don't forget to stay on until the end because we do have something exciting at the end, the drawing for the free product, and you've got to be on here to get it.
Yay. Thank you, Jen, so much. And Caroline, that was absolutely amazing. Their stories encourage me and inspire me every time I hear them. So, like she said, my name is Lizzy Brown, and I have been in this industry for 8 years now. But I want to go back to the very beginning so that you guys get the real picture, just like these ladies have painted for you guys as well. When I got into this industry, I was a stay-at-home mom to three little boys under the age of 3. And ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be that stay-at-home mom, right? I wanted to get married, check, got married at 20 years old. We built a home, and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to have all the babies, and that happened really quickly. We had three boys under the age of three, but my husband was gone working 60 plus hours a week, and it wasn't the life that I had prayed for. He was gone working, he'd come home right before bedtime. And my boys didn't understand it. And what they didn't realize was their mom was drowning every single day, literally fight or flight. And, these were the moments I had prayed for, but I felt deep down, you guys, something is missing. I was created for so much more than being a mom. And don't get me wrong, being a mom is the biggest blessing. I am forever thankful. But when you have that calling on your life, you can't shake it, okay? And I was introduced to a product, fell in love with that product, and my friend asked me, Liz, have you ever thought about doing this with me? And to be honest, I had done other companies like this prior. They never worked out, right? I was told that I would do well or earn that car or go on that vacation or make X amount of money. And it just was never the right fit. And so my husband would always joke with me, Lizzy, we're going broke saving money because I would sign up, become that brand partner, join for wholesale costs, and then nothing would ever come from it. But thank God this last company took off in the best way. And the goal was to make an extra $400. It was nothing big, but for my family at that time, it was massive. And it would give us margin. It would create freedom in my life. It would give us options for our future. And I never thought of myself as a leader. I truly just fell in love with the product and I wanted to keep the promises I made to myself. I realized this could be the vehicle that could forever change my family's life, but I have to get uncomfortable. And I need you guys to hear that on this call. There's a lot of you guys that look at leaders that are speaking right here, right now, and you're like, I could never. I could never lead a call like that. I could never speak on stage. I could never have this kind of impact. I could never have that kind of before and after. I was that girl 8 years ago. Okay. The only difference is we stepped out of our comfort zone and we never quit. We just kept putting one foot in front of the other. All right. So I started with a really big why. I was super coachable, just like Jen had mentioned, and I was really hungry. The three of us on this call are probably some of the hungriest people you will ever meet because we have this relentless consistency about us that we're not going to quit. Come hell or high water, we've got a really big why. And my why was an extra $400 a month. And that was to send my kids to Mother's Day out. And so I started sharing that product. I fell in love with the process. I started with less than 400 friends on Facebook, you guys, okay? So I wasn't some mega influencer like Jen was saying. I just got really good at one thing and I kept doing it over and over and over again. And something I love about this space is the minute I see someone do it, boom, it's over. I know that I can do it too. If she can do it, why can't I? And I just constantly had that belief. And then the following year, my uplines had placed that belief of, okay, Liz, you've made great money. Have you ever thought about leading? And again, this was an opportunity for me to step out of my comfort zone. I had proven to myself that, Lizzy, you've done really well. You've shared about this product. Now you need to go share this opportunity with other people. And that's literally what we do for a living. We share what we love. We share the products that have impacted our life. We share the opportunity that has forever changed our life. Whether you got in here for $400 or whether you want to make over seven figures, okay? Not making claims here, but I'm just saying you can't fathom what's possible, but you just have to make the decision. So I made the decision, and in 1 year, we went from the very beginning of the company to the very top. All right. And that's a really powerful statement because it was a decision. And there's a lot of you on this call right now that have been wavering on making a decision. And I'm telling you, just make the decision. Because if you never look back and you go all in with this kind of opportunity, you could never fathom what it could do for your family. And so we went on to hit over seven figures. We traveled all around the world. It sounded incredible, right? We were there for 7 years. I'm forever thankful, just like Jen said, about that experience. They taught me everything I needed to know about this industry. But there came a time where the comp plan had changed. The alignment was no longer there. And I had this feeling inside of me that this was no longer my home. And for someone that had said, I'm all in, this is my stake in the ground, I'm never leaving, that was a really hard concept. But when you have this feeling inside of you, you've got to listen to it. And that's where the Lord was calling me somewhere differently. So last March, I had been hearing about Bravenly, 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 Bravenly. And I was added into this daily sit, the customer testimonial group, and I would see these before and afters, and I would hear these testimonials. And to be completely transparent with you, I was at a really low spot. I had lost some really good friends, relationships had taken a turn. I was a mom of five boys at the time. And if you know me, I'm always up. I'm always moving. I'm always active. I'm always shaking something. Like we are in action in our house. And in that season, I wasn't. It was really, really hard to get out of bed. And there would be days where my kids would beg me to play, beg me to go outside, beg me to go somewhere. And if you've ever battled with that, you know how hard it is to get up and just do it. And it sounds crazy, but I was diagnosed with depression. I was put on medicine and I hated how I felt, but I had no alternative. And I was told this medicine would help and it wasn't doing anything. It made me feel horrible. So I ordered four products from Bravenly. I started with the gold, which Caroline had talked about. It's incredible. It's made with apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, turmeric. I started seeing this puffiness like leave my face. I didn't even realize I had chunky cheeks, but y'all, they were starting to get chiseled. I was starting to come back, okay? Ignite was the second product that I fell in love with, the green capsule that Jen had talked about, and it literally gave my kids their mom back. It literally gave me the oomph that I needed. It gave me that long-lasting, sustainable energy. It suppressed my appetite. I started to feel like myself again. And if you've ever been at a really low spot in your life, you would do anything to find that girl. And that's literally what these products did for me. Okay. And then the third product was Rush. It's our plant-based energy drink, like Jen had talked about. I was the caffeinated girly. Like I was literally living off of caffeine, surviving off of caffeine to get through my day. I'm talking pre-workout, right when I wake up to work out, I would have a cup of coffee. Right before lunch, I'm opening up a grape Celsius. And then after nap time, celebrating, I'd open a Diet Coke. Like absolutely horrible. I'd feel good, crash, feel good, crash. And a lot of us are living like this. A lot of us just think this is normal. It's a lot of money. I was severely bloated. I felt horrible. And I just thought, well, this is what it looks like. You're a mom of five boys. You're running a successful business. This is just your life. Until it wasn't. Until I tried Bravenly. And the fourth product was our Burn X. It's our all natural GLP-1 supplement. With all of these combined, you guys, I lost over 20 pounds. And I started to find myself again. And then I started thinking to myself, who do I know that needs these products? Who do I know that struggles with no energy? Who do I know that struggles with trouble sleeping at night, that needs to adjust their hormones, that needs to lower their cortisol levels? Who do I know? Boom, names started popping up all over me, right? My parents, my siblings, my spouse, my children, right? Like there's so many people that are struggling. And for years, I was in the skincare, the beauty industry. That didn't leave an impact like these kind of products have left an impact on other people's life. To know that you're truly helping people get to the root cause and feel better was everything for me. And my husband said to me, Lizzy, how many doors need to close how many doors does the Lord need to close before you say yes? And I was like, you know what? This is right. Like, you're right. This is what I've been praying for. I need to go all in. And so last May, Mother's Day weekend, which we're coming up on, I said yes and I went all into Bravenly. And in less than a year, we hit the very top of the company. And again, it just goes back to show when God is calling you to something, obedience, He's going to see you through it. Okay. And now I have six boys under the age of 11. And this is it. We are officially done. All we have is boys, no girls. And our lives are really busy. Okay. But that's exactly why I love this industry, that I can work this in pockets of time throughout my day. I don't have to hire multiple people to raise my children. I get to do this. I get to do this before they wake up. I get to do this during nap time. I get to do this while they're watching a movie or doing their homeschool. Like if it's important to you, you're going to work this in margins of your day. And when I found this opportunity, I knew there are so many women that are literally craving an opportunity like what we have our hands on. Okay. So I want to walk you through just a little bit about why I said yes to Bravenly. Of course, the products. When you feel the difference immediately, that was a big deal for me because most supplements take you weeks, if not months, before you feel a difference. You're spending tons of money on these products and you want to feel good. When you feel good, you do good, you look good, right? It's a ripple effect in your life and you're able to impact a lot of people. And so when I started to feel the difference immediately, especially with Ignite. It metabolizes in your body within 7 minutes, you guys. I was like, this is the product. These are the products that so many people have been praying for. Okay. I love that they're naturopathic doctor formulated. A lot of people are waking up in the US right now and realizing what we're putting into our body. They want to get to the root cause. They're tired of getting on medicines and masking it and getting on another medicine for the side effects, right? It's this ripple effect that is really hurting a lot of people, and a lot of people are waking up and they're over big pharma and they want to get to the root cause. We have one of the highest reorder rates in this industry. That spoke volumes to me. These are not brand partners reordering these products. These are real customers reordering products every single month because they fell in love with what these products had done for their health. Okay. We have field first founders. What does that mean? That means that she's been in this channel for over 20 years. She has done what Jenn, Caroline, and I are doing right here, right now. She doesn't ask us to do anything that she hasn't done. So she has worked this. She has had crazy success in this industry. She went on to work the corporate side of it, made a lot of impact over there, and then God called her to start Bravenly with her family in December of 2020. All right. She's a mom of 5 children, which I loved. I totally related to that. And I love that this is a faith-based company. I love what their foundation is and who they put their faith into. I feel like that's a really big deal for my family. I love that it's a debt-free company. They're a financially secure company, which means no outside investors, which means zero debt. Last year, we made the Inc. 5000 list, okay? And what's big about this list, you guys, is that there are so many companies on this list. It is not just network marketing companies. Think of names like Poppy, all right? Pepsi bought out Poppy last year for $1.8 billion. It's not if, it's when Bravenly will be the next billion-dollar household name. All right. That was a really big deal. We were ranked number 118 in business growth and number 6 in consumer products. The next thing that really drew me in was the comp plan. All right. We pay 55 to 59% of every dollar back to the field. This is not normal. If you have been in this industry, I'm sure your ears just perked up because nobody makes that kind of money in this industry. And when I saw the comp plan and when I studied it, I was like, holy cow, this is not normal. I want to be a part of it. The industry average is 35%. I love that we get paid up to 5 times per month. You can unlock up to $44,000 in bonuses when you sign up. Our comp plan stacks 10 different ways. Okay, you guys? The next part that I really, really love, you heard my story at the very beginning. The first year in this industry, I was a seller, which means I shared about a product that I absolutely loved, and I shared with friends, I shared with family, and I got paid on it. When people ask for info, I'd send a link, boom, I got paid commission. That's what it looks like to sell the products, not lead with the opportunity. That's what I did for the first year. Bravenly rewards the sellers here. You don't just have to be this mega icon with this massive following or this massive team or have all this success in other companies to come here. No, we're helping the everyday, average, ordinary women do extraordinary things through Bravenly. And that's what I love is that it's all volume based. Okay. So you can literally share a product with friends and family. You can earn a trip. You can share the product, send the links, and you can go to the top of the company. Again, you don't just have to have this big team, which was very encouraging to me. Okay. One of the last things is timing. I grew up in a family with that they're in real estate. That's all they've ever done. My dad's a real estate appraiser, my mom's a realtor, and you hear all the time in real estate, location, 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 right? Location is everything in real estate. No matter where you live, location is everything. Well, for network marketing, timing is everything. This is a ground floor opportunity. We are only in year 5, and imagine you guys being a part of Apple at the very beginning. Imagine being a part of Apple during the first 5 years of when the company launched. In our first year at Bravenly, we did 1.8 million. Our second year, we did 8 million. Our third year, we did 19 million. And our fourth year, we did over 50 million. And last year, we did over 100 million. All right. You heard Jen say we have less than 15,000 active brand partners in the entire company. All right. This is a baby, but it's not always going to be that way. And that's why we wanted to hop on tonight and share with you guys in real time why Bravenly, why now, what these products have done for us, why so many people are joining. And I am wanting to talk to you about, let's see, I'm going to screen record. We're going to talk about the kits really quick. Okay, here we go. Can y'all see this okay? Perfect. So when you guys join the company, you can join four different ways. All right. The first way you can join is a 49, never mind, that's not the graphic. You can join and sign up to become a brand partner, and it's $49.99. What that means is you literally just sign up, you become a brand partner, you get zero products, but you get access to order whatever products you're wanting. And it's just like, hey, welcome to the team. You're a brand partner now, and then you get to decide what you do from there. But 9 times out of 10, when people join us at Bravenly, this is what they're joining us for. And they are literally investing in the kits. That's what I like to call them, or you can call them the launch packs. Okay. So this first launch pack that I want to go through really quick is called the Brave Launch Pack. And what comes in this pack comes with the gold that we talked about earlier, comes with one bottle with Ignite, one flavor of Rush, which is strawberry. Plus, they're throwing in a bag of our mushroom coffee, which is called Brew, as well as Hydrate, which has incredible ingredients like L-theanine, BCAAs. And then this month only, when you sign up to become a brand partner, you get an additional bag of Ignite for free. This is close to a $530 value. You're literally getting it for $299. Okay, so this is a phenomenal deal. The next pack is called the Brave Momentum Pack. Oh, let me go back for just a second. I forgot to say this part. Also, when you sign up with this kit, you get $15 in Bravenly cash to use towards your next order. Okay, so think of that as like a product credit. The next kit is called the Brave Momentum Pack. What comes in this pack is a bag of gold. Now you're getting two flavors of Rush. So you're getting a bag of pina colada and you're also getting a bag of strawberry. And then you're getting the Hydrate, the Brew, like we talked about earlier. Now you're getting all three supplements. You're getting the Ignite, you're getting Calm, which is amazing for lowering your cortisol levels. And then you're getting a bottle of the Burn X. That's the bottle that helped me lose over 20 pounds that I mentioned to you earlier. It's our all natural GLP-1, absolutely incredible product. Then they're throwing in our Drift, which is our nighttime supplement. I take it every single night. It tastes like hot cocoa. It is so yummy, as well as an additional month's worth of Ignite. This is close to an $850 value. You're getting it for $499. Plus, they're giving you $25 in Bravenly cash to spend towards your next order. All right. The next kit is the Brave Legacy Pack. This is the one that my husband and I went all in with. It comes with everything I mentioned prior. The biggest difference with this pack, you guys, is that you get all four flavors of Rush. You get our strawberry, you get our blue raspberry, you get our grape, you get our pina colada, you get all the supplements that I mentioned to you prior. Plus, they're throwing in our balance, which is our greens drink. Okay. On top of all of this, you're getting $50 in Bravenly cash to spend towards your next order. This is close to a $1,200 value, as well as they're throwing in the free month of Ignite, and you're getting it for $699. But here's the best part. There's a lot of people that are struggling right now. And man, do I relate to that. I have been there. I have been the mom that has to use the payment plan to, we didn't have that lump sum of money at the beginning. We had to make payments. Totally okay. I love that Bravenly has options here for the ones that really want to change their life. They just don't have the income right here, right now. Totally okay. We have multiple options that you can pick from. Two of my favorites are you could go to a firm's website. You would literally type in the amount that you're wanting, the kit that you're wanting to get approved for. They let you know within seconds if you're approved. And then if it's not a firm, you could go through Klarna. Then they give you guys a virtual card that you can use at checkout. Okay. But 9 times out of 10, there are so many people that come back to us and they're like, gosh, Lizzy, I wish I would have gone all in. I wish I would have got the bigger kit because they order the products, they get the kit in, they fall in love with them, and they're like, dang, I need more. Okay. So this is only a one-time deal. When you sign up, these products are lower than our cost. So I cannot encourage you guys enough. If you are on the fence, go all in. Take advantage of the promotions that they're having right now because these are all individual sample products that you could share with your friends and your family members. And whoever you sign up with will get you started on what that looks like for your business. But I can't encourage you guys enough to not miss what is being shared on this call. There is a reason that all three of us came from different walks of life, come from different backgrounds, but we all chose network marketing and it's all made the biggest impact on our life. And every single day we look around at this company and we're like, wow, we really got a seat. I'm so thankful I didn't let fear win. I'm so thankful I made the decision to go all in because it is literally changing generations of your family because of this yes. So thank you guys for letting me share. I'm going to pass it back to Caroline because she's got some exciting announcements for y'all.
Hey everyone. Who else is still mad at my Labrador for tearing a box while I was talking and distracting me? Because I am. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a winner for all of you that hung on tonight. I want you to comment in the chat if you're here to learn about the business or if you're here to learn about the products and what you're most interested in. They are actually doing a drawing, spinning a wheel, and texting me a name. And while they're doing that, I want to tell you one important thing about my story that I forgot to tell you because I was distracted by my Labrador. If you follow me on Instagram, you know all about Max, okay? And basically 7 weeks ago, we had to put down my soul dog, Malo. I love Max, our 4-year-old our 4-year-old Labrador. He is wild though. My soul dog was a 16-year-old Pomeranian and I was not prepared for it. We woke up one day, he couldn't stand up, his legs went out to the side, just like I freaked out. I put Max in his crate. We drove up to Angel Memorial Hospital in Boston, and I had to swipe my card that day for $5,600. And they told me, do not leave. Don't go more than 20 minutes away in case Malo starts to actively pass away. And I was like, what? What do you mean? So I stayed in a hotel for 6 nights, went on to get a call from Angel Memorial Hospital every day for $6,000. I ended up spending $30,000 trying to save Malo, knowing that he could have just lived for another month, but um, I was willing to do whatever for him. And I didn't get I didn't get the result that I wanted. He was 16. And but I was able to walk out of that being like, wow, you know what? If I had exercised my nursing license that I worked so hard and spent so much money getting, I would not have had that extra cash laying around where I could just pay to know that I did whatever I could to try to save my dog. 4 years ago, I had to save my son, who's now going to be 21 this month, but he was a very wild teenager. And he's the reason we got Max, the wild Labrador. And he needed to go to a 90-day program in Arkansas. He grew up without a dad and had some wounds and trauma from that. Had a daddy size hole in his heart. So he went to a place where he got 3 years of therapy in 90 days. And that came along with the Labrador because they did canine therapy. It was a Christian focused program. I really, really loved it. And that set me back 160,000 cash, not something insurance covered. So when I think about those two life events, just those two things, $190,000, I would not have been able to do that for my dog and my son had it not been for this industry. And so, what I want you to think about tonight before you walk away from this Zoom is is there something in your life, someone in your life that could benefit from you making an additional stream of income? Maybe it's not today, but maybe down the road. What would that extra money, just even if you're depositing it into your savings account, do for you? Putting into your retirement, needing to cash that in someday for a dream or a crisis, whatever it might be. And let me remind you, when I started in this industry 11 years ago, I started with a company called Rodan Fields that went on to be a legacy brand. They were doing 600 million a year annually, and I still went on to earn multiple millions of dollars with them. Bravenly is at a place where it's doing 100 million a year. The opportunity here is grand. If you jump in now and you link arms with us, you plug into our systems, we are pretty much, us three gals, Lizzy, Jenn, and myself, are pretty much on Zooms with you every day, walking you through the steps of how to be successful in this business. You will not fail unless you decide to not plug in with us. Okay? So without further ado, let me tell you who has won the product of your choice. And I want you to message your brand partner that invited you in on this. Tell them what you would like, and we're going to send it to you. The winner is Jennifer Blunt. Congratulations, Jennifer. We want to thank you all for your time tonight. Oh, and I forgot the most important part. This guy came into our life to save our hearts not even 2 weeks ago. His name is Marsh in honor of Malo. So he wants you to join us and link arms with us too, because he joins our Zooms on a daily basis pretty much too. All right. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night. And please circle back with the brand partner that invited you in. Ask them all the questions, but don't miss this opportunity. Thank y'all. Bye bye.